Hi, everybody. This is CEO and founder, Coach Dawn of Reid Ready Life Coaching. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about um, the building your niche and who should I coach. I've seen that question pop up in a lot of different coaching groups, including my own, um, where coaches were like, I don't know who I should coach, or how do I build or create my niche. Um, Another variation of that question is, how do I get coaching clients? And that whole idea of who to coach, right? And so I said, well, let me talk a little bit about that. I think it's worth really diving a little deep. So I'm going to tell you three things about this. The first thing I'm going to say about the whole niche, and this is I call it my secret sauce. A lot of people don't understand this. The thing about a niche is that it helps you target your brand message. It help you create a very clear, concise, succinct message that speaks directly to a particular person and their pain point and their objectives. And so when you talk about a niche, you are talking about, who are you coaching? Now, who's attracted to you is a different thing. And usually a lot of people say, well, if you know your niche, people will be attracted to you. And that is true. But part of your niche is knowing you, your style, what you want. The niche itself is really the marketing piece of how you're talking about you and what you do. And so when we talk about building that niche, you got to start first with you. So let me give you an example. I'm going to tell you about me, okay? And me personally, I am about the transformation of the mind. I label myself, in certain terms as a mindfulness coach. Really, I'm a mindfulness coach. I'm certified as a mindfulness coach. I'm certified as a mindfulness trainer. And mindfulness is part of my value system, my belief system, my daily practice and what I do. So I'm a mindfulness coach. So that means that I'm going to likely attract people who are fellow mindfulness practitioners in some kind of way, whether their belief system or their value system or their own practice, right? I am someone who enjoys coaching as a science, as another aspect of understanding human behavior and helping people tap into their own strengths and what they want and what they need. And so I'm going to attract people who have that mindset, who they're like, oh, I want someone who understands me or can help me understand myself, right? Through the mind and through how I think. I'm into transformation. I am into solutions. I am into helping people tap into their best selves, their authentic selves. So you have to know yourself, right? To know your niche and to know how you're going to help your niche. Um, and to understand who you want to attract, right? Um, while I do believe in being professional, me personally, I kind of say I'm like a hippie. I'm like a neo hippie. I'm very down to earth. I'm very comfortable and informal. Um, and so in knowing that about myself, that also informs my niche audience. That also informs my brand. That is the underlyingness of my brand. Yes, I want to be professional. Yes, I want to come off as or be represented in a very, you know, um, I don't want to say conservative, but again, more formal light. But is that really me? I'm much more laid back. I'm much more, you know, and that comes across in my coaching. And so that informs the people that hear my brand, hear my message, see my brand, um, who coach with me. And so when you are tapping into your niche, you really do have to know yourself, and you have to know what message you want to come across to your target audience. Who do you want to attract? Now, the problem with this is a lot of people, especially when they first get into coaching early on, is they feel, I want to attract everybody, because the fear is that you're not going to make money. You're losing money, I guess, or you're leaving money on the table. And what I found in this journey is that the more narrow you are, the better you could target your message, and the better you'll be able to attract people to your coaching practice. And I have found that the people who are most attracted to me are women, mainly because I am a woman. They have very busy lives. They are cerebral, very cerebral. They're thinkers. They're overachievers. They they want to do it all. They have perfectionism tendencies, but they have passion. They have a lot of love and energy. They're very spiritual. They're a little hippy dippy like I am. They're laid back. You know, they understand that professional environment. They can present professionally, but like when they're in their own comfort environment, like this is my environment. This is my office. It's my environment. And so it's less formal. It's very informal and very, you know, zen for me, and have elements that represent me. And this is going to attract people who have very similar values. On top of, you know, here are the ways I help you tackle your pain points: mindfulness, solution focus, pluralistic coaching approaches, evidence based, spiritual influenced, right? And that is what's going to attract my clients. That is how I develop my niche. And this is something that I talk about in my coach training program. This is something that we're going to talk about in the virtual coaches retreat. This is something I talk about in my podcast. These are things I talk about in my articles. So if you are a follower, if you follow me already, you already know this. If you don't, you'll get to know this. But again, taking this back to the context of how do you build that niche, you got to start by knowing you. And you got to also know who do you want to attract specifically. You do not want to attract everybody. Yes, you can coach anybody. Like your skills will allow you to coach almost anybody. I get that. Of course you can. Of course you can. Most coaches can coach anybody, right? You talk to any coach. I could practically coach you around any subject, just about, right? Most coaches will tell you that. But who do you really want to attract? Who is your cream client? And we talk about that in my training course, my 16-week and my 14-week training course. We talk about that cream client. What does that person look like? What's their demographic? That's who you're talking to. And that's how you begin that process of building your niche. You have to know yourself. You have to know the client, and you have to know their pain point. And you have to be able to speak to it. And then they have to vibe with you. They have to be able to resonate with you, because coaching to me is like a dance. And you have to be in a good partnership so that the coaching experience is beneficial for your client. But again, you have to know you, and your message must be in your voice to speak to your tribe, your people. So I hope that's beneficial. I hope you got something from this. And if you want to know more, make sure you attend the virtual retreat, make sure you sign up for our monthly coaching sessions or sign up for the Reid Ready Coach Training Program. We go through all of this and we talk about it in depth. And again, I hope that this little bit gives you something to think about when you're contemplating who you want to coach, who's your niche, and who are you? Who's your authentic self? And how does that get captured in your branding? All right, coaches, go out there and create awesome sauce for yourself and for others. And if this was informative, please like, comment, share. I'd appreciate it. All right, everybody, take care. Subscribe. Make sure you click the little bell and subscribe so you can get notified when I go live. All right, everyone. Talk to you soon.